So, hello everybody, this is Einstein, and this is a new series. I'm doing a lot of these at the moment, aren't I? Lots of random new series. Anyway, this new series is a series I've wanted to do for a long while. This series is top 10s. It's countdowns, it's different top 10s of different things in video games, and I may go to other places, but this is my new series, where I rate things according to my opinion, and then, yeah, that's the video. Not much else to say about that. Anyway, before I start, two things I have to say. One, the inspiration I have for this series comes from Achievement Hunter's Countdown that Caden leads, from Danger Dolan Gaming, from Peanut Butter Gamer, and from Space Hamster. So thanks to those guys for inspiring me to this. As I said, a series I wanted to do for a long time, and this video shall be the top 10 video games. Basic plot there, top 10 video games in my opinion that I have played. So without further ado, let's get into it. At number 10, we have a internet browser game, and in fact the only internet browser game on this list, I do believe. It is Town of Salem. Now, I first got into Town of Salem from the YouTuber RPGMinx, someone who I watch a lot of, and basically RPGMinx showed me the game, and the game is, you have, I believe it is 12 people in a circle, a big circle, and you have townies, who are people, members of the town, who are innocents, and you have murderers like serial killers, and arsonists, and witches, and gunmen, and people like that. And the townies are trying to kill all the villains, and the villains are trying to kill all the townies. And there's some other people that are trying to kill everything, or not trying to kill anything at all, like the survivor. And in this, it's a very basic game layout, but it's very sneaky, because it relies on the chat box you have in the game, and how you use the chat box, and how you appear to not be suspicious, and also how you conduct yourself. It's basically mainly chat-based, but also how you conduct who you kill. Plot how to kill. If you kill someone wrong, then you're probably going to get found out. If you kill someone who's suspecting you, you're probably going to get found out. And it's a very simple game. Of course, it's an internet browser game, so there's no storyline, and it's a very good, replayable game. Definitely one of the best games I've played in the internet browser. I don't know when it came out. I think it came out very recently, like a couple of years ago. Because Boy in a Band and RPGMinx made a song in it very recently. But if you have not played it, it's free to play online. If you get it on Steam for a couple of quid, then that is very cheap as well. But yes, Town of Salem is my number 10. At number 9, we get Worms Open Warfare for the Nintendo DS.
Gold, oh, gold, oh, gold.
Now, when I was much younger, the first console that I played on exclusively myself was the Nintendo DS, the good handheld console that's now gone a bit shit. But when I did play on that, the game that I loved to play was Worms Open Warfare. I mean, every Worms game is good. I mean, heck, I even had the Worms for the original PlayStation, which I think came out in 1990-something, so before I was even born. That game was great, but Worms Open Warfare was the one that I played exclusively the most. Very replayable game, as every Worms is. I'm sure everybody here knows what Worms is. If you don't, Google it. And you can create your teams, name your teams, as much as you can do in every other Worms game, but it's just the nostalgia for me is the main part of it. And one thing that's really annoying about it is my cartridge broke, so I can't play it on the DS anymore, which is annoying. But yes, at number 9 we have Worms Open Warfare, the game of little insects blowing each other up with missiles. It's a very weird game premise, isn't it? Who came up with that? I'm gonna throw some worms at each other, I don't fucking know. Anyway, number 9. Coming in at number 8 is a game that is, for me, built completely on nostalgia and the soundtrack. It is for the PlayStation 2, and the copy that I have now is the Xbox 360 version of Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. Now, Tony Hawk's is a game series. It's one of the best series, until you get to Pro Skater and you realise it shat itself. But Tony Hawk American Wasteland, for me, two things about it. One, the nostalgia of me and my brother playing it together was great. I made a character that had a paper bag on his head that I played around with and looked like a giant. Looked like Andre the Giant if Andre the Giant had had bad plastic surgery. And secondly, as I've said, the soundtrack. There are songs from Green Day, there's songs from Fall Out Boy, there's songs from other indie bands that no one's heard of, like Nassim, I think is one of them, and some other random groups, and the soundtrack is one of my favourite soundtracks of all time, surpassed by some other games that I'll come to later. But also the gameplay, it's not that good by modern standards, but back then it was great. You can take your board around, flip off tricks, flip around, crash into walls, break something, break your legs. And Freak Out, of course, is one of my favourite features of it, and the storyline's actually pretty good. and even after the storyline's finished, there's the playability. So number 8 comes in as Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. Coming in at number 7 is the second and final Nintendo game on this list, and a game that is good, and then its sequel has made me really angry. It is, for the Nintendo Wii, a bad console, is a great game of Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Now, Super Smash Bros. Brawl is one of the best video games I played on Nintendo. I think the only Nintendo game that I actually enjoy, because well, apart from Worms Open Warfare, but that's not even a Nintendo game. Smash Bros. Brawl introduced me to a lot of game series that I've never heard of before, like there's Fire Emblem that is in that, and my main character, who I always go to when I play Super Smash, is Olimar and Pikmin, which when we pick up the Pikmin games that I'm not a huge fan of, but Olimar and Pikmin is a brilliant character in this game. Super Smash Bros. Brawl was one of the best games, and the sequel to it, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U or 3DS, pisses me off, because in that game, you have Super Smash Bros. Brawl with a bit of DLC. It could have easily been a DLC, but no, they decided to make a new game. Because what the fuck is Nintendo doing? We want more money, we must make a whole new game that everyone's going to buy. It's basically DLC to Super Smash Bros. Brawl. But the original Smash Bros. Brawl, when I got it, I've never played Melee or the ones before that, but Brawl, brilliant game. Brilliant game you can play with friends or family. Great game. And not even vulgar, it's not even got vulgar attacking, it's just got basic punching, kicking, blocking. It's a very, very fun game to play. And I'm sure everyone here has heard Smash Brothers. If you haven't, pick it up. Not a new one, though. Don't pick up the new one. I beg of you, please don't pick up the new one. Please. Okay. Coming in at the number 6 spot is the game that I know from Achievement Hunter, Rooster Teeth, and anyone in that sort of area of YouTube. The people that make Red vs. Blue. I'm sure everyone knows what this game is now, it's Halo, but the main one for me is Halo Reach. Halo Reach as a video game was amazing. The multiplayer is great. I didn't play much storyline, mainly because I'm not a storyline guy, but the multiplayer for Halo Reach was great. You had a big team battle, you had Slayer, you had Capture the Flag. It was like Call of Duty, but back then Call of Duty was not a thing I was a fan of, and Halo was great. Halo took a turn in Halo 4 towards being just a Call of Duty with Space Marines, but Halo Reach, I have so many memories. I think I racked up about 600 hours in that game. I think that's how many I've got. I'm not sure, it might be less, but I didn't even level up that much. The leveling up in that game is really bad. Like, not bad, but it's really hard to do. But that game, the memories of me with the Scorpion and the Ghost and the, what was that red one? Post edit, put it in, come on, you know you can do it. Yeah, Halo Reach for me, brilliant game. One of the best, I think it was one of the, if not the first-person shooter I ever played. But yeah, it must be the first-person shooter I ever played. God, that's a fucking tongue twister. First. Sound like the YouTube comments.
Hi guys, welcome to my new Minecraft Let's Play. You can see I'm installed a mod. This is the Big Frickin' Guns mod. And the Big Frickin' Guns mod, basically,
Shooting in at number 5 and halfway through this list is the first PC game to appear on this list. PC game that I'm sure everybody watching this has played, and I even made videos on it in the past. It is Garrys Mod. The game made from the Half-Life engine, the Source engine, the engine that gave birth to games like Team Fortress 2, and games like that. Garrys Mod is a sandbox game in essence, but one of those really weird sandbox games that you can do a lot in, but everything appears a bit weird. You have to use set props from the Half-Life and Source engine, and Team Fortress engine, the Counter-Strike engine, but it's very, very strange how Garrys Mod is so fun, because you're just putting together like a chest of drawers, a fridge, and a Barack Obama player model, and it's the main reason I love it is because the community that's built up around it. The community builds things like tits, bad example, builds things like fridges that fly, and guns that explode, and different random crap that is either amazing or absolute dog turd, and the modding for Garrys Mod is great. The one thing I was worried about with Garrys Mod when the Steam mods came in, the Steam mod paying that came in, was that Garrys Mod would fall apart. Because Garrys Mod is built in the community. In itself, it's just a really simple game, but with the community, one of the best games I've played. And steals the number 5 spot and takes us into the top 5 games. So yes, number 5 is Garrys Mod. Is it Garry Mod or Garrys Mod? Garrys Mod. Number 4 is the only other first-person shooter existing on this list, and one of the best first-person shooters I've played. Now, everybody has heard of the Call of Duty series, starting with the original Call of Duty, going to Call of Duty 4, then you had Modern Warfare, and then you got to the game series that I fell in love with, Black Ops. The first Black Ops was great, but Black Ops 2 was much better in my opinion. I mean, the emblem creator on Black Ops 2 was better, the guns were better, the gameplay was better, the maps were better. I mean, you could play on a train or a nuked 1950s city. It was brilliant. And it was the first time I didn't really like zombies, but the zombies on there, like Transit, is great. And the community, even though it's built on 5-year-olds that fuck your mum, and your dad, and your dog, and your wife, if you have a wife. I don't know why I play Call of Duty if you have a wife. But the community on it is really vast, even when Call of Duty Black Ops 2 came out ages ago, and I'm really hyped for Black Ops 3, because Black Ops 2 is one of those memories of games that is so good, and I've put so many hours into, and leveled up hardly any, because I didn't prestige, because I was scared of life, the universe, and everything. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. No. But yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 comes in at number 4. We're getting to the top 3 now, and the top 3 ends off on number 3 with the only driving game on this list, I believe. Yes, it is the driving game filled with murder, a black man, a redneck, and a really rich man. It's Grand Theft Auto 5. The game that I enjoyed the single player and the multiplayer of equally. The single player was great, and the multiplayer, playing with friends, is amazing. The heist that just came out, they keep reimbursing the game, even though heist took about 500 days to come out. The game keeps getting content thrown into it for free, no DLCs need to be paid for, and the actual gameplay of the game is great. You have cars that drive brilliantly or shittily, you have guns that work brilliantly or shittily, you have the flare gun. The flare gun is amazing. You can set someone on fire with a gunshot, which is not actually that amazing when you think about... Shut up. Mario's been doing it for years. Yes. Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm sure everybody here has heard of it, and everybody here has probably played it. A game I think I've put 800 hours into. That's how much I've played Grand Theft Auto 5. It's a brilliant game. I have it on Xbox 360, not upgraded to Xbox One, or got it on PC, because my PC doesn't run it well. But yeah, if you're going to play a open world driving game, then really the only game you can play is Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm sorry, the only game you can play. Now we get to the top 2 games, and for many people on my channel, you may not know which one's going to be which, but there are 2 that it's definitely going to be. The first one is a game that I love so much that I even went to the convention based entirely around this video game. I went to Minecon, and the best game, well, not the best game, the number 2 game is Minecraft. Everyone's heard of it, needs no introduction. 18 million PC copies alone sold. I think overall there's about 100 million copies of Minecraft sold everywhere. Everyone's heard of it, there's millions of YouTubers playing it. Needs no introduction, so I can keep this short and sweet. But the appeal to me for Minecraft is the appeal for everybody else. The community and the simplicity. It's an indie game where you place blocks, mine blocks, and kill monsters. But the community has made it much more. You have people like Sethbling making command block contraptions, people like Mumbo Jumbo making redstone contraptions, you have people like Direwolf modding the game to make it completely different, you have people like the Minecraft server making brilliant content on it, and you have people like Stampy Longhead bringing Minecraft to kids and making it like a kids show. It is one of the best games of all time, deserves to be in the top 15 games. I think they're even voting for it, like, to be put in the top 15 games, which it definitely deserves. And Minecraft, a game that my whole channel has been based around for many years, and slowly I'm moving away from, though, because I don't want my channel to just become a Minecraft channel. But yes, Minecraft is in my top 10, coming in at number 2, just for how good it is. And also because my main channel is based around it, and I can't not put it on here. If I didn't put it on here, then I'd be hating my own channel. So yes, Minecraft number 2. And that leaves us with what is going to be number 1. I'm sure some of you have guessed it if you've seen my channel, but number 1 is... Before we get to the number 1 spot, there are a couple of games I want to give as honourable mentions. Since this is a top 10 list, I can't put them all into the top 10 list, but I'm going to put them as an honourable introduction here. So we have Chivalry Medieval Warfare for PC, the medieval version of Call of Duty. We have the original Worms that I discussed when I was talking about Worms Open Warfare on the PlayStation 1, which was a brilliant game. There are other visual novels and games like that, such as Magecko Castle and Yanderella, and Yandere Simulator, kind of. And then there's random internet fuck around things like the RipRed.net, Hunger Game Simulator, and Akinator. But I'm not including those on the list just because even though they are great games, I'm not putting them on the list. I mean, Chivalry Medieval Warfare was the first game I played on PC, but it's not on the list. It's probably number 11. But yeah, these games are the honourable mentions. And then we get on to the number 1 spot. I hope you guessed correctly. If you guessed a Japanese visual novel called Katawa Shoujo that came out in 2010, then you would be correct, my friend. Katawa Shoujo technically is not a game, but I'm calling it a game because technically it's a visual novel. But the game in itself is one of the best games I have ever played because the emotions that I felt from it made me cry. And it's the first time I've cried from any sort of media that isn't real. You have 5 characters in the game. I don't need to give much detail to it because you can just go watch my Katawa Shoujo review. The 5 characters in the game with Hanako, the best one. You've got Lily, you've got Emi, you've got Rin, you've got Shizune, and you've even got other people like Misha and Kenji. The game has so many characters, and people throw it off as just being another sexual fantasy game, but it is so much more. If you are fine with small bits of nudity, then go ahead and play Katawa Shoujo. It is the best game you can play if you're a fan of Japanese culture. If you're not a fan of Japanese culture, still play it and imagine they're not Japanese. It's very easy. Close your eyes. Give me your hand. Done. Now I'm getting a copyright strike. Anyway, Katawa Shoujo is the number 1 game on this list. Seriously, there's no game better than Katawa Shoujo. So yes, that was the first of my top 10 series. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please, if you are watching, if you're one of the 10 people watching this video, then please leave down in the comments if you agree with my list, if you've heard of the games on my list, or any games that you think deserve to be on the list, that you've got nostalgia for, or just think are brilliant games. I'll check the comments, and I may make a second video of other people's suggestions of games, but I have been Einstein Replica, and this has been Top 10 Video Games. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and that was the most generic outro I could ever give to a video. I'm turning into a real YouTuber. Fuck. Shit. Shit. Whoops. Fuck. Grabbing the number... Fuck, what number is it? Oh, shit. Using the Saigon on... Saigon? Saigon. Yeah, Saigon's a place in Vietnam. Fucking... Oh, my God. I can't even say number 5.